That's all I'm doing. Shaking my head. That's all I'm going to do is shake my head. This is to be expected. Conflicting reports. Some saying everything went well. Optimism about the negotiations. Others are saying fail, fail, fail. Oh my gosh. And we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. At least I expected it. This isn't a surprise. It's not. If you're surprised, then I'm surprised. But I mean, the posts are coming out right now. Oh my gosh. It makes your head spin. I keep saying that. It's just stop it already. Stop it. Just stop it. Like one is saying the talks in Geneva lasted 3 to 4 hours. Some others are saying they took a break. It's ongoing. This one says the Washington Post says Trump will not accept even 1% uranium enrichment in Iran. They're saying that the negotiations are now over. It appears that the Iranian, here, this is what I'm saying. These are all the different stuff coming out. That's why we have to wait. It appears that Iranian and American sides have given the green light to each other's viewpoints, and that's coming from Iranian state TV. Why are we focused on Malaysia? What's up, Red? Good morning, Malfunction. Why? Hold on. I'll check in a second. But what's so special about Malaysia now? Iran state media reports that both sides saw each other's proposals as a step forward and that an agreement may well be in reach. But that's that side. Reuters, Iran has not accepted any of the 3 main conditions related to nuclear missile issues. Another one says negotiations are going well. It's just like all over the place. All over the place. Some saying it went well. The other one saying it's over. Some say it took a break. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. But what the heck is going on, Malfunction, Malaysia? What's going on? You caught my attention with that. The carrier has now left Crete. It's heading toward the eastern Mediterranean. What's up, Cluster? C5 and C7 are going to Diego. But there's already stuff there. Satellite imagery showed that there was C5s, C17s, and fighters already at Diego. That was yesterday, the day before. So I'm not surprised. There are 2 Poseidons and a Triton drone in the Persian Gulf area, Gulf of Oman. That caught my eye. That's why I have it on the screen. There's actually 2 Poseidons. And there might be something else here. I'm just not seeing it. That's a Poseidon. That's a Poseidon. And the drone was just there. I don't know what happened. The drone was just there. The Triton. Oh my God. It's there though. I hope it's still there. So I'm just sitting here waiting to get confirmation from a valid source. Good luck with that. And I'm just searching. I'm looking on all the platforms. It says here, the indirect... Oh, here we go. This is new. Coming from the other side, though. The indirect US-Iran nuclear talks in Geneva have been suspended after about 4 hours and will continue later tonight after the delegations have consulted with their superiors. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe anymore. Good morning, John in the UK. And Red Bull. So here we go. They're saying they're going to have more meetings later tonight so that they can go over, each side can go over whatever the heck they were talking about. This is ridiculous. I just want to tell you, this has gone way to the... What's up, Mohammed? This is ridiculous already. I mean, if you heard the clips last night from Rubio, even from J.D. Vance, they're digging in the position, especially on the missile program and the nuclear. But they brought up missiles, both of them. So I don't know what to believe right now, obviously. What's up, Jason? This is just maddening. That's all it is. It's driving me mad. But that's the little things that are coming on. That they're going to restart. They're going to talk again tonight after each side goes over what they discussed. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what they're saying. Okay, that's what they're saying. The talks went on break. But they're saying they went on break because they have to discuss. Both sides have to discuss. And then they're going to meet again later tonight. This is what's coming on, but there's conflicting reports. That's the thing. That's where we're at right now. Because it's so fluid, you're going to hear a lot of things coming out. From both sides. And of course, the media is going to jump on it. They are getting little Debbie Swiss rolls right now. Why you bring that up, bro? Why'd you bring that up? Why'd you bring that up? You talking about these? Come on. Well, these are Freshlies. What's up, Carla? Oh my gosh. Jason, come on. The day just started. I mean, what time is it? It's not even 8 a.m. here. With the Swiss rolls. So I am monitoring. This is going to be a long day. This is going to be a long day. I can tell it's going to be a long one. I need lots of coffee. I'm just keeping an eye. Uh-oh. See? They're confirming it on another one. The third round of talks in Geneva has temporarily ended. The delegations have gone for consultations. That's confirming what the other one is saying. So now I'm getting more, I would say, consistency on the reports coming out. Because they're all over the place. So it looks like they took a break. And then they'll meet again later to go over. I don't know how or why they need to go to both sides. I mean, really? There's something on the table that you think that is agreeable? There could be a deal? I just don't see this. This is not practical. But maybe they want a deal real bad. I don't see Iran caving. Maybe they will. I don't know. It's one thing. That's the thing. They talk the talk, but behind the scenes, it's something else. But we have to keep an eye. That's it. It's as simple as that. Just got to keep an eye. More talks about the talks. Yes. Yes. Mr. Bill talk Iran free and you go to Mashhad. I hope so one day. I pray to God that happens. Among ministers, I know I saw that, Jason. It's crazy. It's crazy. And now you're going to start seeing everything come out because of the break and all kinds of speculation, propaganda, misinformation, who knows. That's the purpose. The break is the worst thing that could happen right now in a way because now you're going to hear all kinds of stuff. Some people are going to say, oh, we're going to war. They didn't come to any agreement. They're going back to each side to let them know. Or, yes, the talks went well. I don't know. It's just it's too much. It really is. And I'm going to sit here trying to monitor everything that's going on. Good luck. And exactly what you said, this is coming from, like you just wrote, the Oman minister. We've been exchanging creative and positive ideas in Geneva today, and now both U.S. and Iranian negotiators have adjourned for a break. We'll resume later today. We hope to make more progress, Oman's foreign minister wrote on X. I know, right? Isn't that ridiculous that they can't even talk to each other directly, that there's got to be somebody going in between? That is the most childish, and it's not the U.S., it's Iran. It is Iran. Let's make that clear. It's not the U.S. side. If it was the U.S. side, they would definitely want to talk face to face. It's Iran playing that game, that they don't want to sit directly. So they could twist it and turn it. It's just ridiculous. And look, when a message is sent, sometimes if you send somebody a text message or an email or whatever it is, it can get convoluted. It can get misinterpreted. It's best to speak to someone face to face. I hate texting, personally. I hate all that because I'd rather speak to the person directly than not. It's ridiculous. No worries, Muhammad. Don't worry. Because really, there's really nothing going on right now. But I did see that Jason, who was it? Jason that put it in there? Yeah. I just read it. So like I said, I'm going to keep an eye. I have a feeling Telegram is going to get really busy. Especially from both sides. When I say both sides, media. So I'm just keeping an eye. And now we got a break. So they're going to meet later on. Later on. Alexa, what time is it in Oman? Oh, they're not in Oman. What am I saying? Alexa, stop.
It's 4:46
Stop.
p.m.
Alexa,
in
stop.
Oman.
It's 6 hours in Geneva ahead. I know that. It's almost 2 p.m. All right. So say they meet at 6. 4 hours. Let's give them 4 hours. That would be noon my time. Let's just give them 4 hours. That would be noon my time. About 6 there. What's up, Shay? So we got time here. And in the meantime, you're going to hear a lot of stuff between now and then. And Israel's sitting by, and they're saying, what the heck is going on now? I mean, really? They have to take a break to talk it over and do consultation each side for what? And then meet again later? What is there to talk about? I mean, I don't know. Don't know. Oh no. Mom, I'm live. It's too early. So now we just sit and wait, look for little tidbits of information, but you're not going to hear anything on the official level because they're still meeting and negotiating. So everything you hear is speculation because obviously they're still negotiating. They took a break so they can go to each side and consultate with whatever that means, and then come back later to do it again, and then we'll know maybe. And then we'll hear about another meeting next week. I mean, Jesus, how long are you doing this again? I mean, we're doing this all over again. Like I was saying yesterday, my hair's falling out. Because I might as well shave my head. Yeah. I know what will happen. It's gonna be probably they're gonna do another meeting next week. Nothing will happen for now after the meeting. We know that they will postpone the meeting because they are having a meeting with Ukraine, but no, that's not what's coming out. They took a pause so they can go, each side can go back, discuss it, what they discussed, and then come back to discuss it again. So, but the Ukrainian meeting was, it's bilateral. It's just with Ukrainian officials. That was already scheduled on the table. Stepa. But you're right. Nothing is going to happen right now. The meeting is. They took a break from the meeting so they can both sides can go to each side. I'm sure the president's getting notified, Rubio, everybody. And they're going back to the mouse. I'm letting the mouse what's going on. And the president of Iran, etc. But they'll be back probably later if the reports are true. We don't know. It's all speculations. All these media outlets are putting on different things.
Putting people to suffer.
Mom, please. So right now, Mom, I am live. Oh, here we go. Right now, we're in the waiting phase. That's it. It's as simple as that. And yes, you can't trust it. Like Francis says, you can't trust it. There's just no way you could trust anything. Oh my God, Shay. Don't take my word for it. I'm speculating, but I'm reading the speculation. So I'm speculating on the speculation. When you say BBC News, just think about that, Stepa. Just think about that as a source. Oh, I saw that last night, Jason. I saw that last night. I read that the UK are going to take a pause on the deal to give away Diego Garcia for the moment. I saw that. They put a pause on it. They did. I saw that. That's great that you bring that up. Well, that's like, for now, so that the United States, Starmer caved. That's Starmer caving. That's what that is. Starmer caved. Yeah, right, Che. I don't discount what you just said. The meeting's about nuclear. They'll have more meetings about the missile program and the proxy money. What about the people of Iran? What about the people of Iran? They don't care about all this. They just want freedom. They're looking at this. What is going on? Yeah. Starmer just needs to resign, but people in the UK were telling me he's so egotistical and stubborn and arrogant that he would never do that. So good luck with that.
Bill, can I ask a question?
Yes, and then you can leave, please, because I'm live. Yeah.
Which one is Hamas?
Hamas is a terrorist group in Gaza, which borders. It's right. What? And go ahead.
And the other one.
Oh no.
Oh my God, what's his name?
It's not his name. It's a group.
No. The guy. I think he's Russian.
All right, Mom. I'm live, and we're in the middle of a discussion. Okay.
Putin.
Yeah.
That's the one. I can't say.
Oh my God. This is the Times of Israel. US-Iran nuclear talks pause. Oman, the same thing with the Omani foreign minister. They're just rephrasing what he said. Hailing creative and positive ideas. My gosh, what is Witkoff and Kushner saying? What are they doing? I hear you, man. You know, somebody said that yesterday in Discord. I'm not going to mention names. Said, all I want is to live one day in peace. Just one. Just one. That's unbelievable. Just one day. And I'm thinking to myself, and this person was, young. And I'm saying, already, a young man, but missed what it's like for many of us who enjoyed our youth, doing what kids do normally, in peace, playing, just living your life, graduating from high school, whatever is the prom, whatever it is, all those things that we cherish and enjoy. They don't even have that in their life. It's not even a part of their life. What is that noise? I'll just say it. The person was 19 years old. And he's telling us, and he lives in Tehran. And it's like, My God. Not one day born into this and not able to enjoy the freedoms. That's why you see a lot of the young people that are just tired of it. They're just tired of it, living in like that. So imagine, excuse me, Mom. Imagine, yeah.
Listening to that.
Okay, see you later. Just imagine that, living like that and not enjoying what a lot of us have enjoyed in our lifetime. I can't even imagine. I can't. British have been harboring Ayatollahs. Why haven't they done anything plausible about that? You know why? Because the British are so afraid, fearful of the element, the extremists in their own country. That's why. That's why. And think about it. The EU already designated them a terrorist organization, IRGC. So that means any of their family members are not going. They're not going to let them go to the EU. But the UK might be the destination for a lot of these people, crazily. Not just Russia. Why would they want to go to Russia if they can go to the UK? It's crazy. See, he was on a call this morning. Such a sweet soul. It's horrible. I swear I'm hearing a weird noise down there. It could just be the pressure of my heater. I'm just hoping it's not a leak because the weather here is changing. It's going up and down. Do you guys hear that? Listen. That's got me bugged out because it's three things. It's an animal. Could be underneath the house. I don't see any water or leaks, so I'm going to discount that. And now the noise stopped as I'm looking at the pipe. Weird. Anyway. Yeah, malfunction. That's scary even to say. So yeah, what's going on in the UK is... Uh-oh, here comes the other side. They're putting out propaganda. Talking about the 12-day. I don't know why they talking about the 12-day all of a sudden. So I'm not seeing anything new. If you guys see anything new, let me know. But and the carrier has left Crete and is moving toward the eastern Mediterranean. It's Ali the Mouse. Oh my God, what's up, Race? Oh my gosh, we're up early because there's a pause in the meetings, so each side can go back and do consultations, and they're going to meet again later. Meanwhile, now they're probably talking to the Ukrainians. Negotiations are over for now. There's a pause. That's what's being reported on numerous outlets. It's a pause. Not that they're over. Remember, be careful what you're reading right now because there's so much conflicting information. Do not take any of them. You have to grain of salt time, piles of salt time. This is to be expected. You're going to hear conflicting reports. That's why I put it in the description. You're going to hear shit from all sides. Some are going to sound optimistic. Some are going to sound pessimistic. Some are going to say, oh, they're going to be more meeting. They're going to be another meeting later today. It's all over the place right now. But we could expect that. You should expect that. I just don't see how a deal is even possible. On the one hand, the president says they cannot enrich uranium. On the other side, you're hearing, oh, we have our right, sovereign right to do it. Then you hear, oh, there might be some kind of a deal in one facility, to allow them to enrich uranium. And then you see what Rubio says last night and J.D. Vance. Did you guys see any of that last night? From yesterday? It's all over the place. Now, if they speak, that means they're representing the president when they speak. And they brought up the missiles. And they brought up the nuclear. Have you guys seen that? Oh, Max, I do watch him at times. Kevin. And good morning. Yeah, we covered that race. Actually, I'm going to read to you something that somebody sent me from late last night. And it's just a little snippet, insight from the inside. Oh my God, it's too early for all this. Stop it. Oh, I missed a lot. Okay. So this was a message I got yesterday. Now the message may have been removed. Oh no, here. Just a little background. This was last night. And this gives you a little idea, like behind the scenes vibe. F-22 Raptors to Avda. The sandbox just got darker. Action now, February 2026. 11 Raptors just touched down at Avda Air Base, southern Israel. Transited from RAF Lakenheath, UK. One bird aborted mid-flight. Fuel leak indication. No panic, standard protocol. The rest are on the ramp right now. Canopies popped, ground crews swarming, tie-downs being cut, ordnance carts rolling in. The sun is baking the tarmac. The air is thick with JP-8 and tension. This is not a rotation. This is a deliberate rapid force insertion. 11 confirmed F-22s, likely Block 35/40 mix from the 1st FW. Heavy tanker support. KC-135, KC-46 shadowed the transit. Probable F-35I, a deer already on station at Avda. Israeli bird sharing ramp space with U.S. Air Force 5th Gen. Sortie generation window is open. Weapons loaders moving fast. The first fighter wing is the parent. There are combat-coded airframes, not trainers. Fuel Bowsers are lined up. The clock is ticking. Iran is watching every Raptor touchdown. Israel just gained immediate deep strike reach inside the A2/AD bubble. The message is unmistakable. Any escalation meets 5th generation air dominance. Fast, silent, lethal. No bluff. No posturing. When the Raptors arrive in numbers, the rule changes overnight. The sandbox just got a lot smaller for anyone thinking about crossing red lines. That was last night. Somebody sent that to me. Somebody that's in the know. Now, some of that is dated. But that gives you an example of what's going on behind the scenes. Oh, are they preparing? So, as you hear all this stuff going on, remember, they're getting ready. Uh-oh. Breaking. See, this is the other side now. This is the propaganda arm, media outlet. Despite media claiming the negotiations atmosphere is positive, the opposite is true. The U.S. has brought a list of concessions and told Iran it will resort to other options if it does not comply. Iran must entirely dismantle its facilities at Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All enriched uranium must be transferred to the United States. They don't want to go into Russia or Turkey or anywhere else. The deal should be permanent, and Iran will not be allowed to have any enrichment at all. In exchange for all this, the United States is offering a promise of no war and limited sanction relief. And then they put underneath, the collapse of negotiations is imminent. See, but that's coming from the other side. And a lot of people are saying that too, Race. When those Raptors get into the area, it's game on. It is game on. I'm getting that from, and I'm not going to mention the individuals I'm communicating with, but to me it looks like it is. It's game on. No nonsense grid, 2300 last night. Thought my windows were going to go through. Wow. So you had a lot of activity. That's what I'm assuming. So right now, you're going to hear a lot of conflicting information coming from all sides. And we're really not going to know. We're really not going to know unless we hear it from someone. Now, I'm going to just play a couple of clips if you missed them. Iran is no way going to agree with that. There's no way. There is no way Iran agrees to that. Not in my, there's no way. So, it's pretty much, this is not a negotiation. This is demands that the U.S. is putting down, and it's either take it or leave it. They're not going to give in to their demands. They were hoping that the pressure campaign here, power through strength model, would make them collapse, but they haven't. Now, is Iran playing a dangerous bluff game? I don't know. But it doesn't look like they want to cave. So we just got to see. Now I'm going to play a few of these clips. Oh, God. Okay. Let me go to these first. Just listen to yesterday, if you haven't seen these. Let me see if it goes on the right screen. Doesn't look like
but eventually we'll have to program. It's going to be hard to make progress on the ballistic missiles as well. So I wouldn't characterize tomorrow as anything other than the next opportunity to talk. They're productive, but eventually we'll have to have conversations about more than just the nuclear program. But if you can't even make progress on the nuclear program, it's going to be hard to make progress on the ballistic missiles as well. So I wouldn't characterize tomorrow as anything other than the next opportunity to talk. But it's also important to remember that Iran refuses to talk about the ballistic missiles to us or to anyone, and that's a big problem. Mr. Secretary. But it's also.
So you hear that from Rubio yesterday. He's already telling you that the missiles are on the table. Iran doesn't want to talk about the missiles. Now, is there going to be, like somebody said in chat, missiles discussed in a future meeting? They don't even want to talk about it, or the proxies, or anything else. It's just nuclear. And there's more. Let's play a couple of more. This is from yesterday, obviously.
Oh, yeah, yes, I mean, well, I won't speculate as to how far away they are, but they are certainly trying to achieve, and this is not new, they're trying to achieve intercontinental ballistic missiles. For example, you've seen them try to launch satellites into space. You've seen them increasing the range of the missiles they have now. And clearly they are headed in a pathway to one day being able to develop weapons that could reach the continental U.S. They already possess weapons that could reach much of Europe, already now, as we speak.
And then there's
The vice president.
But the principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem, as the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well. on what we need to see.
So there's JD. Now, this was yesterday before the meetings from the foreign minister.
About fake news. So I think now it is himself the victim of fake news, unfortunately. We are not developing, long-range missiles, and we have limited the range of our missiles below 2,000 kilometers intentionally by ourselves because we don't want anyone.
Yeah, right.
We don't want it to be like a global threat. This is only to defend ourselves.
No.
Our missiles has, defend.
Oh, God, I can't even hear him. The missiles are to destroy Israel. Yeah, they're trying to say it's a deterrent. I mean, you look at all this rhetoric. I mean, really. I don't even want to be part of the propaganda. I don't. But that just gives you an idea, where both sides are. One side says this, and the other side says this. So we think about these negotiations. Look, the United States, the president is got to be beyond frustrated at this point. Forget about Netanyahu. He's probably losing it. But it's take this or leave it. There's not much play here. They keep trying to play around and change maybe a phrase or this, and like it's going to make a big difference. It's not. And all this is trying to prolong it, delay. It's a posture. We tried. This is nonsense. In my opinion, it's nonsense. So that's what we're dealing with right now. And I'm sure the president, what did he say? I'll give him a month. Well, isn't that month almost done? Tick-tock? I mean, how much you think he's going to wait? He's saying the same, and he said it himself. They play the game of talking for 47 years. He knows the deal. It's not like he doesn't know what's going on. Of course he does. I mean, it's not like Ali the mouse hiding in a hole. You know what I mean? So, you got to, like I said, right now we have to be careful because there's so much information out there, or misinformation, propaganda, speculation. I'm speculating. Shay says, here's a question. If they are worried about ballistic missiles, why aren't they sanctioning the regime for importing the components and materials required to build missiles they import for China? They're applying pressure. There was the Treasury Department actually released things tied to that yesterday. Secretary of Treasury, Besant, I showed it on the screen yesterday. They are targeting the people and the companies involved with that. China, got to be careful with China. I mean, that's something that he's supposed to meet with Xi in April. China's playing that game because the same way we support and supply Taiwan, China's like, well, we can play that game too. Think about that. So that's kind of maybe some kind of a game they're playing. Well, you give stuff to Taiwan, why can't we give stuff to Iran? We look at them as a sovereign country defending themselves. You look at Taiwan as an independent, democratic state, and you're supplying them. I mean, you can only imagine the games that are done behind the scenes. It's a dangerous game. You can only imagine. At least I can. Let's see if anything else is coming out. Now everything is quiet. Unless anybody else hears anything. If the carrier reaches position between a weekend, would there definitely be a strike coming? Can't say that. Nobody knows. We don't know. I mean, we'd all be speculating. A lot of people think it could. A lot of people think Israel may strike first. And it kind of makes sense if Israel were to go in first, because then the United States can say, we didn't start this, but we're coming to aid Israel to defend themselves, and then they go in. So then, technically, the president can't be accused of starting the conflict. He's coming in to aid and defend Israel. Politically, for him, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? From a political point of view, because they're going to go nuts here in this country. They are. And I'm talking both sides. Because regardless, the Democrats are going to go absolutely against it. But there's still a lot of the MAGA base. No wars, not our problem. Why are we doing this? And a lot of us here are because defending the rights of the people of Iran, bringing peace to the region. Israel could finally be in peace with Iran. The geopolitical landscape of this, we see the benefits in this. But people, because of the media coverage or lack thereof, they're not understanding what's going on right now. They just don't. Because they're not informed. They don't know the background. What's going to happen is CNN is going to be broadcasting from Tehran, showing stuff hitting all over the place and tracking everything, the flak going up. But they're not going to tell you why we got here. That's the problem. The mainstream media is not helping, giving background to the American people. They're just not. So it makes sense to me that Israel does something and then we go in too, to assist, to defend. That's just me. Trump said he'll decide today. Where did you hear that? John's in the UK and he says, stuff is moving around Laken Heath, Mildenhall. I can hear them on the move. Nothing's stopping. It's not like they're stopping doing what they're doing. They're definitely getting prepared. Look, just like the last time, negotiations can go on. Doesn't mean something can't happen. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there that the president could do a limited strike. If you do any kind of strike, Iran is retaliating. A limited strike is, they're going to retaliate. You cannot expect them not to fully retaliate even with a limited strike. They're going to retaliate. But that was supposed to be like, look, this is a warning. Either meet our deal or now you're going to get smashed by a limited strike. This is a warning. Take the deal. There's some talk of that out there. I don't see that. It doesn't make sense to me. You have to go all in and just wipe them. Period. For hours and hours and hours. Nonstop. Wipe them. That's just me, though. It's the only way. You don't want them to have the ability to launch retaliatory. You want to decimate them. Identify. Look, they may have all these, say, let's just say 2,000 missiles. Do they have the launchers to launch 2,000 missiles? Do they? I mean, Israel did a lot of damage to their launchers. They're rolling out, like I was saying, and I was seeing, Soviet-era freaking launchers. These things look like they can barely move. So they're desperate. They're putting up a front, but they're desperate, and they know they're not in great shape. It won't take that much. And somebody brought up a great point in here yesterday in chat. Who knows if they do special ops in these mountainous areas and take them out? The tunnels that they show these videos of all the missiles underground, they're going to be heavily defended. You would think. That's another thing too. The IRGC is stretched. there have been some people that have said, screw this, I'm done. Ray says he thinks it's going to happen in the next 48 hours. A lot of people think it's going to happen by the weekend. Square profile picture. Breaking. Talks between U.S. and Islam are now overreactions coming up soon. Exactly. People are definitely going to overreact because they're feeding on everything they see or read or hear. Cannot. You have to see how this plays out because both sides are putting stuff out there. Not even both sides. I'm not hearing much from the American side. The American media is saying things. State TV in Iran is saying things. It's the media. And the people that are individuals posting stuff on Telegram or X or wherever else. Like they know. So we're in that phase right now. Got to be careful. Because that's exactly why they're doing it. Oman's foreign minister says indirect Iran-U.S. talks to resume later Thursday as we hope to make more progress. More progress from today or the alleged more progress from last week? Or, I mean, this is just BS. Yes, it will be more of a delay, more talks. But I think the president is done. He knows that he's not going to let them keep playing this. He knows. He said it himself. Last week, they've been talking for 47 years. I know what they try to do, draw it out. He knows. He knows. By time, he knows. Mike says, I'm sick of all the BS back and forth. Get off the pot and they're gonna have to be dealt with sooner or later. I agree. Stop kicking the can down the road. I agree with that too. If you don't confront it now, when will you ever confront it? No bueno. Really. It really comes down to that. Look at North Korea. This is different than North Korea, but let's look at North Korea. They took a pause helmet from the meeting. They allegedly, they went to consult both sides, and then they're coming back to have to continue the meeting. That's the talk. That's out there. I cannot confirm that, but that's the talk. Donald Trump is expected to hold a key meeting tomorrow with all relevant parties regarding the Iran issue. May reach a final decision by 3 p.m. I have not heard that, but that's possible. Where is that coming from, Stepa? Is that coming from BBC? Add American. I mean, we have to check sourcing. I'm going to go to Truth Social. See if he's putting anything up. That man doesn't get much sleep. He's always busy. I'm not seeing anything on Truth Social. Nothing now. From yesterday, yes. Nothing right now. He's not going anywhere. Whoa. No. No. Nothing. Not to be expected. Just had to check. His last post was 3 hours ago. 11 hours ago. So here I am sitting here with all of you, and we're all speculating and wondering what's going to happen next. Moment of truth day, but who knows? U.S. officials say they doubt that Iran is ready to make a deal, but that the strategy behind targeted strikes would be... That's what I just said, Brian. I just said that. I just finished saying that 10 minutes ago. But from my own opinion. Now the New York Times is saying that? That's funny. So Brian just posted, U.S. officials say they doubt Iran is ready to make a deal, but that the strategy behind targeted strikes would be to force its leaders to make concessions. I just finished saying that. But Iran's not going to accept limited strikes. They made it clear, any strike of any kind, full retaliation. So that might be a misstep, a ploy. But they could say it wasn't an all-out attack. It was limited to give them a warning. So how's that interpreted? Yeah, there's no way. Okay, they wanted ending to sanctions. Remember what happened yesterday? The United States just slammed them with more sanctions. I showed this yesterday.
Good morning. Here's your sports radio routine.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. This was yesterday, the press release. I'll take myself off the screen. They want less sanctions? Well, they just got more. Treasury targets Iran shadow fleet, the oil, network supplying ballistic missile and ACW programs. That's what somebody was mentioning. What about China, the technology? Well, they're actually going after the entities now. Now they're going after them. And it goes into it. They talk about all the different companies. Network supplying Iran's ballistic missile and advanced conventional weapons programs. Well, we know where that comes from, right? And they're targeting them. And if you go all sanction implications, so more sanctions were put in place, not less. They can forget about that. And here you go to a list. The following entities have been added. And you can go through all this. I mean, look at it. So that kind of puts that out of the question about sanctions, and this was yesterday. So don't buy into that BS. They're not getting sanction relief. It's not happening. And it's actually the opposite is happening. It's so hard to filter out the speculation, Shay. We're not getting, until we hear it from a person, like on video or even on audio. And even audio, I'm a little skeptical on. I want to see the responses by the individuals involved. That's what I want to see. Otherwise, I'm not believing anything. What they don't say is that the U.S. has 70. Oh, I heard the president ordered subs in. There is probably a large portion around Iran, and each can launch. Yes, great point. Beat. I heard that at least one. This is just at least one more sub is heading there, but it could be like exactly what you're saying. Yep, I agree. You're right. That's a great point. To filter out speculation, you need to understand the clerics and Ayatollah and how they operate. Well, you're there, right, Shay? You have a better understanding of how this is. You know, you can educate us, including myself. I think the president wants Israel to make the first step. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. They can't accuse him from starting the war. Everybody blames Israel for everything anyway. You know what I mean? If Israel acted first, quote, unilaterally, end quote, they just went up and did it themselves. And then the U.S. comes to the rescue, to aid. Because that's what everybody says. The president's strings are being pulled by Netanyahu. It's Israel. And they even put it, it's Israel that wants war. Oh my gosh. This is the problem. You don't sanction oil as it hurts people. Actually, a lot of that money from the oil goes to the IRGC and the proxies. Remember that. Any sanctions hurts the people, that's obvious. But the regime controls the flow of the money. It's not going to the people, it's going to the IRGC and their military. So that goes two ways, Shay. They know that cutting off the oil cuts off the money supply to the IRGC and to the proxies. They know this. But I get what you're saying, because sanctions always hurt the people, always. But that's the regime. And that's what Ruby was saying yesterday. They put all their money to the military, and they don't care about the people of Iran. They suffer. Rubio said that yesterday. He made that point. You can't keep all these forces on high alert for much longer, and the dollar cost. Not only that, the people on that fort, they've been at sea for way too long, overdue. They need to get back. At some point, they need to get back. Remember, they were in Venezuela. They need to get back. So I think it's gonna hit the head soon. They can fund their sleeper cells with that. Exactly. The carrier could deploy in 3 locations. Oh, you're in the UK. Okay, Shay. I got you. Well, I pray for everybody in Iran. I pray for the people of Israel. I pray for the people in the region. I pray for our military men and women. There's a lot of prayers to go around to their families. To so many, so many people will be affected by it. What about the possible indirect, but will be direct? If they close the Strait of Hormuz, do you know how that's going to affect so many people around Asia, Europe, the world? Oil, the resources, that all trickles down to people. So this is global. You can speak on here, Shay. I would have to use Discord, but Discord messes up my audio. I heard the Roosevelt departed today. We don't know about a deal. They took a break. They're gonna meet again later on this afternoon, evening. Some of our friends with family, they said they have been over deployed. Meanwhile, they play the cat and mouse with talks. I didn't say anything about the prices going up. All I'm saying is, in the event of a conflict, Iran's goal is to do something to the Strait of Hormuz. They will try to block it. And then say, all this is happening because of the United States attack. And blame the U.S. for it. Though they're the ones that block it, they'll blame the U.S. It's a result of their attack. And you shut down that. Do you realize how much goes through that? Persian Gulf, through the Strait of Hormuz, into the Gulf of Oman and beyond? It's insane how much comes out. They're waiting right now. All these tankers, it's incredible when you actually look at video of all the traffic that goes through there. It's unbelievable. The maritime radar is just going to show the traffic. There's so much traffic there. I could put it up if you want to just look at it. But it is. It's a lot. Whoa, that just made me almost dizzy. Oh my God. There's the Red Sea. There we go. And I'll put just tankers, because there's a lot of different vessels in there. Look at all the tankers. These are just tankers. Look at that. Look at all the tankers. And these are all parked, waiting to go in. They're just waiting. It's a big flow of oil through here. A lot. And that's filtered down, just tankers. Imagine all the other traffic that's there. So that's crazy when you look at it like that. How much oil flows through there. So they will definitely try to close that strait. Why is it that the whole world has gone nuts? For real. There's so much going on. There's so much like all over the place. Cuba now. I wonder how the president's going to react to that. I would like to know the circumstances. Who was on that speedboat? The Americans on it. Did they fire? Were they shooting? I would like to learn more details about that. The circumstances of that incident. I have not looked into it, so I'm not seeing anything coming out. Here's some more. Let's see what they're saying. The other side is talking a lot. See, this is what I was saying. That one facility, zero enrichment, but Iran can keep the Tehran research reactor. No enrichment, but you can enrich. Question marks. So they put that one place on the table that could be monitored by the IAEA. I read about that yesterday, that the United States was thinking about some kind of a deal regarding that. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're mentioning it again. Okay, new. Remember, this is coming from the regime media outlet. A source close to the Iranian delegation describes tonight's talks as a last-ditch effort for later on to let diplomacy prevail, and that Iran is doing everything it can to reach a positive result. Of course, they're going to spin it that way. The same source said that the main outstanding issue is the fate of Iran's enriched uranium stockpile and a verifiable removal of sanctions. That's not going to happen. That will lead to tangible results for Iran's economy. That's not going to happen. It's trust and verify. Before you get sanctions relief, all these things have to come to fruition. Things have to be going on before you start even thinking about lifting any sanctions, let alone one. It's not just going to happen. Oh, okay, so we're going to agree right now to relieve some of the sanctions before we even verify that what you agree to is actually happening. Trust but verify. Really? There's no trust. Are they nuts? They think they're just going to get a deal on the table here that's going to immediately start relieving sanctions? No way. No way. So that's what they're saying on the other side. I get mad because we're not really doing anything but cost taxpayers $6 million per naval fleet a month to do nothing. Just get rid of the IRGC. I honestly, just me, I think it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Whether it's us, Israel, something's popping off soon. That's just me, though. But there is a lot of frustration. Russell, I agree with you. There's a lot of frustration here. Just think how the Iranian people think. Just think about the Israeli people. Just think about what they're thinking right now. They want to go in. They want to hit their ballistic missile program. They want to go in 3 months ago. Let alone now. It was the president that told them, hold off, hold off, hold off. Netanyahu's been itching to attack Iran. Itching. So, everybody's waiting. I'm going to put the regular traffic on. Just to keep an eye. Not that anything's going to happen anyway. Okay, let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. 21 seconds ago. The next round of U.S.-Iran negotiations has started 20 minutes ago. This is, see, like, I thought it was happening later. U.S. is demanding Iran delivers all of its enriched uranium it has to the U.S. Iran has insisted it would like to keep enriched uranium, but dilute it to civil use levels. That's coming out now. So are you telling me that a deal is hinging about getting rid of the enriched uranium? And how do you verify that's all their highly enriched uranium? This is BS with the big BS. Oh, hand it over what we know. The IAEA says there are things that we don't even know that could exist. So now we're just going to say the number that you always hear, the 400 plus, is going to be handed over. I can't take it. I just can't take it. I really can't. Let's see what you guys writing. IAEA, a great example of trusting and refusing inspections. Yes. And I showed that report numerous times, how they have not complied at every corner. They were not transparent. They denied access, threw out inspectors, removed surveillance equipment, all kinds of stuff. So how do you even trust that? And you can't. Oh, now the IAEA is going to be able to go in and monitor everything again like nothing happened in the past? It's such BS. And you just read the reports and you'll see it. It's BS. At every corner, Iran did everything they could to deny access, to lie. It's crazy. Three Strat tankers information over Nova Scotia heading that way. Wonder how many more fighter jets they are scudding now. Good question. Great question. Islamic Republic will not close the Strait of Hormuz or do any real damage to Israel or U.S. If you look at True Promise 1 and 2, you'll see how capable this regime is. Yes. Air superiority is gone in literally hours. They don't have an air force. They can't even fly the ones they have. Yes, they could have gotten some Russian equipment, but have they trained in them? Are they familiar with it? You know. Nothing on AP about that yet, Bill. 5 minutes and finish, no deal outcome. Well, like I said, everything I'm reading is speculation. Just to be clear, anything I read is just what's coming out. Not to be taken literally. Unless I hear it from Rubio or the president or somebody like that, literally listening and hearing from them, I trust nothing. It's all speculation. Exactly. You can't verify. John, you can't. You could have left your comment. You didn't have to remove it. You have to verify. We all know this is going to happen all day long. You're going to hear all kinds of conflicting information, propaganda, misinformation. The press thinks they have a pulse on it, just trying to be relevant in the whole situation. Axios, AP, whatever it is. They all just want to be like the first ones to report on something. They're all like, you know that. Because it brings attention to themselves. And it could be simply the clickbait effect. It's simple. That's what they want. They want attention. No? It makes sense to me. But that doesn't make no sense, but that's what they do. They want to be known as the main source, the breaking news. Okay, now this is coming out. Here are the demands U.S. brought to Iran in Geneva. Destroy all 3 nuclear sites, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. This is almost the same thing the other one said. Deliver all enriched uranium to U.S. No sunset clauses. Zero enrichment, but can keep Tehran reactor. Minimal sanctions relief up front. More. Minimal sanctions relief up front. More if Iran is compliant. Wall Street Journal. Here we go. Wall Street Journal. Give me a break. Also, wait a minute. And that's why the other propaganda arm said that. Zero enrichment, but can keep Tehran reactor. Wait a minute. Zero enrichment is zero enrichment, but you're going to allow enrichment at the Tehran reactor? I guess for power? And they said that the IAEA will be there to monitor that? Are you kidding me? I mean, if this is true, here's a joke. That's right there. That's so hypocritical. Zero enrichment, but you're going to allow it at the Tehran reactor. What? What the heck is going on? Army, IRGC, 150, 200,000 proxies and about 50,000, mostly not in country. Basij, 3 million. Are we concerned with Basij? It's a good question. It's a great question. Yeah, that's a great point. They'll get the uranium from another country to power that reactor. An outside source. That's possible. Shay says, that reactor was built since the Shah was there. I think they are referring to Bashir. They just can't make it. That makes sense. I don't know if Iran is going to agree to that. Zero enrichment, period, but allow material to come into the country to run the reactor? That's an interesting take. They just can't make it. It's possible. That is an excellent point, Jason. That's excellent observation. I'm just checking to see if anything else is coming out. Nothing yet. Yes, you could see the reactor in the live cams from Tehran. I can't show them because I'll get in trouble. But I don't know. This has nothing to do with the missiles, the proxies, the people of Iran. This is totally focused on nuclear. That's why I say Israel, keep an eye on that for Israel. This seems to be a no deal.